Welcome to the Payoff with Pete. I'm Pete Souza. This podcast is based on the fact that I was told 10 years ago that I was as hopeless as an individual could possibly be, as I was mired in addiction of drugs and alcohol. And today I don't feel hopeless anymore. I feel full of hope. I'm 9 years sober, and I want to share my experiences with the listener, along with the experiences of other people and their journey of sobriety. My story starts like this, and this podcast is based on this experience I had flying down to Charlotte, North Carolina 10 years ago. I was in a situation where I could not stop drinking and taking other illegal substances, or illegal substances, which was part of my problem. And I was a loser as far as trying to get sober was concerned. I couldn't get it. They give you chips when you go to 12-step meetings for your first day of sobriety. I could start a poker match. I had so many of these one-day chips. And I also had a lot of literature that people gave to me that I just put up on my bedside table. And I grabbed one of these books. I had it with me, and this was a kind of a God or a spirituality moment where I carried this book with me often, and I started to read it a little bit. The book was called Moments of Clarity by Christopher Lawford Kennedy. And it wasn't so much by him, it was by other celebrities, or by celebrities who were sharing their stories of recovery. A lot of times people don't want to go to 12-step meetings where they can get sober. They don't want people to approach them and hit them over the head with a message of sobriety. With a message of recovery. But for me, that book was just an intimate moment where I could read about other people who I knew of and could relate to. And I felt like I had a chance. And that's what I want this podcast to give people. I want it to give people that feel like they can't stop drinking and using drugs. I want them to know that they have a chance. I'm living proof that they have a chance. The stories that you're going to hear are factual. This is not hocus pocus. This is not anybody's opinion. These are going to be experiences of people who, like myself, I was a dead man walking, and I'm not like that today because of sobriety, because of recovery, and because of the spirituality that I've experienced through this program. And the idea also is to let people know that getting sober is about living a full life. Getting sober is about maximizing your potential. Living a sober lifestyle done the right way can be extremely rewarding. I've experienced that. I also experience the everyday struggles that people do in sobriety, and that's something else we'll talk about. You know, I was anesthetizing myself for many, many years, and so there's many people in my life, whether it be personal or professionally, that could tell you that I have a long way to go, and I certainly do. But I use, for me personally, I use the 12 steps. There's more than one way to get sober, and we'll talk about that on this podcast. But the idea is that you can have a great life without alcohol and drugs. I got sober to save my ass and to save my life. And now I have a life beyond my wildest dreams. And that's what I want to share with the listener. I want you to join us for these conversations. If you're in a bad way, I want you to start your journey with us. We're here to help you understand what addiction is all about and what recovery is all about. So join us for these conversations. They're going to be available anywhere you can get your podcasts. It's something that we are very excited about doing. I know that I am. I look at life now when I'm in the right frame of mind as I get to do things. Not I have to go to work. Not I have to clean up my place. It's that I get to do things. And I get to do this podcast, and I get to do it with you.
This has been Rogue Media Network Podcast.
Bros and heroes. Gonna tell you about bros and heroes. Gonna tell you about.
Hey, I'm Zach.
And I'm Mike.
And we have a fantastic new podcast to tell you about. Bros, Foes, and Heroes. It's the two of us looking into the world of comics, breaking down some characters that you may have never heard of, and some that are just absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, so Zach comes up with a character each time, and I go into it just completely blind. I don't know who this person is or what their abilities are or anything, and basically I guess we kind of go over their origin story and just some of the ridiculous stuff that maybe, especially Golden Age stuff.
Oh, Golden Age stuff is always the best, and we will make sure to highlight all of the shenanigans and just absolute weirdness of everything.
Yeah, that's right. So subscribe today and follow us on Instagram at Bros Foes Heroes.
And if you don't, I know where you live. Not really, but please subscribe.
bros and foes and heroes. Gonna tell you about bros and foes and heroes. Gonna tell you about.
Welcome to One Star Rewind, a new podcast about those dreaded one-star reviews that every business owner hates to receive, but yet every customer loves to read. During this podcast, we will peel back that one-star review to better understand how it happened, when it happened, and what the business owner is doing after receiving that one-star review. This podcast will be about love, hate, and laughter. On One Star Rewind, we will meet with real business owners who will tell their stories and how they do rely on reviews for their business. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, or download us at roguemedianetwork.com. Please subscribe, but only rate and review for not a one-star review. Join us each time for a new review and a new story.